All right, guys. So I am really excited about tonight's our Zoom. Again, thanks for hopping on. I know it's a different night, but I want to start kind of like changing things up a little bit because I know that not everybody can make it on a Monday, maybe not everybody can make it on a Sunday, but if we kind of mix it up, hopefully we can start getting more people that it just works for them too. But again, we're going to record this and we'll get this up for anybody who does miss it. But tonight I'm really excited to talk about social media, so especially social media in 2024. I had a couple of different, I would call trainings, that I kind of plugged into, and I have some amazing notes, and I've already started implementing them on my own, not like 100%, but I've definitely already started implementing, and I'm seeing engagement is probably the best word that I want to use right now. I'm getting reactions, I'm getting feedback, I'm getting interest already in just like the 24 to 48 hours that I've been kind of like, in my opinion, like putting these pieces of the puzzle together of the things that I learned from, these social media trainings. And so I'm really excited to share them with all of you. And as we know, social media is constantly shifting, it's constantly changing, the trends are changing, et cetera, et cetera. So before we like really dive in, just housekeeping updates. Super exciting this month, and I believe for the next 3 months, the Next Lifestyle Getaway, full details haven't launched. We don't know where it's going to be, but we do know that this February is a qualifying month. And you have to qualify for, so it's 4K and up. So 4Ks and up ranks can qualify for this lifestyle getaway. So that literally means anybody. Anybody, I don't care who you are, if this is your first day or if you've been here for 9 years, you can qualify for this lifestyle getaway. Okay. And we can help you do that. You just have to name it and claim it. You have to put it out there. You've got to say it to yourself. You've got to believe that you deserve to be on that next trip, and it absolutely will happen. Right. But you also have to, do these things that we're going to talk about today too. So, that is one thing. Another thing is we're in bonus season. So rank advancement bonuses are rocking and rolling now through the end of April. And so, again, it's dollar for dollar, rank advancement QV. So that's freaking incredible. Who couldn't use a $4,000 bonus right now, right? Who couldn't use a $12,000 bonus, 40,000, 80,000. I mean, literally, the sky is the limit. Okay. I mean, how many people who have worked in any job? I don't care if it was corporate. I don't care if it was a pizza place. I don't care if it was, a pet store. I don't care where you've worked, what you've done. If you've been in corporate America at the top of the chain, like, tell me when you've worked for somebody and they have put a table, like on the table, these kind of bonuses for you that you could earn, that you could put in your pocket. Like, this is crazy. And we're in definitely a season of economy, everybody, that there's not one person there's not one person that was going to look you in the face that, and honestly could say, I don't need that. Oh, I don't need a $12,000 bonus. I don't need $4,000 right now. Like, I'm good. Like, okay. Everybody needs that right now. Okay. So how can we help people get started and build some new 4Ks, right? Because again, a $4,000 bonus is pretty freaking amazing, first off. And second off, the more people that you help build it, like, you win if other people are winning, right? And that's how we do this here. So that's that with our bonuses. We've got our lifestyle getaway, like I said. We have our fresh meals, just an FYI kind of update on that very quickly. I did get my fresh meals. I know Erica and Lauren have both gotten their fresh meals. They're incredible. They're so yummy. I love the variety. I will say, out of our family of four, three of us experienced them. Our daughter absolutely loved, the only one she had was the shrimp, but she's asked me 4 times to get it again. And every single one that my husband had, he enjoyed as well. Super easy, so convenient, and it just was like, it was a great add-on for our family during the week
Yeah,
last
that's
week.
fair.
So I am excited to do that, to get more and continue
What's the
on
matter
with
with Sky?
the meals. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to mute. Okay. All right, so let's talk about social media in 2024. Okay. I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth because one was strictly social media and kind of like how to build your business on social media. And the other one was more of like a social media slash recruiting. And I personally thought like they both went hand in hand. And so I have a ton of notes because I want to make sure I don't miss anything here to share with you guys. And so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Is refreshing what I've got going on here. But so one of the biggest things and that she started off with, and I already think we're already on our way to doing that. So we already are ahead. But she just like this woman was she is a bit like a business coach type of person, right? She's not, I don't believe she's actually in direct sales at all. But the gold that she brought and the nuggets that she shared were incredible. And one of the first things that she talked about is community. Okay. And it's building community. That is going to be a huge thing in 2024 when it comes to building your businesses, right? And like you guys, we already do that. Like that has been our main focus, for the past year and a half, right? Is, when we talk about our Bad Bitch movement, like, we do our gatherings, we do, our meetups, whether we've done virtual ones or we do our ones in person. When we talk about our Bad Bitch group, like we have over 44 people in there, like that's insane. Really think about that. And so again, we're already ahead of the curve when it comes to that. But again, I know that we've talked about this before. Our job as a whole is to continue to keep our group, our Bad Bitch group, and the community alive. Keep engaging. Make sure when you're having a win, make sure you're sharing it in there. If you have someone, your personals that you are in there and they shared a win with you, and you ask them, hey, can I share this? Shout them out in there. Like people want to be part of something. They want to be, they want to be like, people love that. Like, I'm proud of you. And so that recognition, like really reminding them that they're killing it, even when sometimes they don't even think they are, and a lot of times, how many of us on our own journey have had to have been reminded that we are, right? Sometimes we don't see it on our own. Exactly. And we know we are, you know what I mean? Like we know, like Erica, for example, like we know you're killing it, but sometimes, Jen, we know Jen's freaking killing it, like we're all killing it, but sometimes we need that outside person that's been along the journey with us to go, girlfriend, are you kidding? You look freaking phenomenal. And I know that you're having a hard time right now. Maybe you're having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, but you have freaking moved mountains, right? And that's what our community is about, is the fact that we get to remind each other of that, right? So when we talk about building a community, it's being relatable, right? It's allowing people to be themselves. People want to be seen as when we talk about community, right? People want to see you as you, right? A big thing that she stressed about 2024 is, I don't know about you guys, but how many, like, I know that I've seen over the last couple of years, especially on Instagram, that all of a sudden, like, social media and almost like feeling like you're like could really build this empire, you have to look like this. Like you've got to basically like a freaking media assistant that does all your stuff for you, because the pictures are freaking don't look like you just went out and took a picture, right? They've got these crazy filters and they've got this, and they've got this, that, and they don't like the aesthetics of your page. And right, like, does anybody else see that and or has seen that over the last couple of years, where some of these profiles are just like, wow, and they're so gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I'll tell you right now, for me, I'm a simple girl. As much as I've tried to do some of those things and be like, okay, well, maybe that's what I need to do now. Like, I don't have the time. I don't have the, like, I feel like I don't have the mental bandwidth to do those things. Like, it's so overwhelming to me to see some of, like, and be like, how did she do that? Like, I don't have time for that. Like, I see some of the, and it's literally like almost like a production, you know? And so a big thing that they were talking, and she was stressing again, is how 2024 people don't want to, like, that's not relatable anymore. And 2024, oh my God, Erica, I can't even with your dog. So cute. Okay. That people want to, again, so people want to see you as you and insert themselves in what you're doing, right? So if we make what we do look so like perfect and crisp, and like, is the person that's watching us on the other end, can they see themselves doing this, or are we actually making it look hard? Or we, to them, right? Complicated to them. Maybe like they don't have time to do that. They don't have time to, you know, her stuff looks so perfect all the time, and I don't like, I mean, I could never do that, right? We need to show up as who we are authentically, and how we build this business, how we share these products, how simple this is, because at the end of the day, it comes back to, we all started because of the simplicity. Whoever shared this with us told us, I'm telling you, it's simple. It's simple. Like when I started, believe me, I literally would have lost my head if it wasn't attached to my body. That's how chaotic my life was when I started this system. If something wasn't simple, I did not stick to it. Complicated, forget it. I just I couldn't even mentally keep up, right? So it was the simplicity of how easy our system is, how easy it is to take these products and feel good within your first 20 minutes, because again, that's where it started, right? Now, obviously, if we have our system, we have our windows, depending on if people are looking to lose weight with you, but still, even if it's the window, it's simple. It's simple. What we have is simple. And we have a solution to people's situation, right? That is not going to be complicated for them. And so, again, that's what we have to share, right? How can they, like, we want to say when we're posting, when we're sharing, when we're on our stories, when we're doing a live, whatever the case may be, how is this? I want you to reflect. How is what I'm sharing? Can the person on the other end, can they envision themselves in what I'm doing right now, right? And can they relate? Can they see themselves in what I'm doing? Can they see themselves at the grocery store swiping the card and it not getting declined? Right? How many people right now are stressed to the max every time they go to that grocery store because the freaking groceries are through the roof, right? Because I remember that feeling, because that was me. That was me. Right? So I paint the picture that me, the old me, is on the other end of that computer right now watching me. Right? Who is it? It's just who is the old me that needs this as badly as I did. Right? And that's what I want you to think about when, as we continue to go into this. Again, no surprise, January sucked. Okay, January sucked for everybody. I want you guys to know that. If you were in your head about January, especially in your numbers and your business, I want you to stay out of your back office. Okay. If those numbers are overwhelming you right now, I need you to stay out of your back office, because right now they will suffocate you if you allow it. January is always, always, always a crappy time of year. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you are in this period. Maria Dillard, she's the top income earner in the entire freaking company. Okay, that like, you want to talk about gangster cartel money, like that woman makes it. All right, and she's still even said on her live the other day that, like, no surprise, the numbers in January, everybody, like, January just sucks. Like, thank God it's over. Okay, like, so no matter who you are in this industry, and you guys, it's not just us. It's not just our team. It's not just Lavelle. It's not just direct sales. Name one car salesman who's doing freaking killing it right now. Name one person who's selling phones that's killing it right now. Sales in general, it is what we do. It's an industry, but the market will always correct itself. Always. So I need you to just remember that. I need you to let January go, especially if it was heavy on you, because we're in a new month. We're not only in a new month, we're in a month of love. Okay. Phil the Groundhog said spring is coming early, so holla at your boy. Okay. Phil is thebomb.com right now. And we are like, I want you to remember, if you need to go back to the training I did, which is in the team page and also on my YouTube channel, all of these are always there, just FYI, about that training of seasons, right? And that training of seasons was about the seasons in your business. And when you have those winter months, don't forget, after every winter is a spring. It's inevitable. It always comes. It doesn't not come, And then after spring is summer. And what happens in the spring? Flowers start to grow again. Grass starts to grow again. The leaves off of the dead trees all of a sudden growth comes off of things that were dead all winter long. So don't forget that. That's the same thing in your business, okay? This was really impactful to me, and I swear, I mean, I'm a huge like, I know that things always like align, even when I don't realize in the moment, it always comes back around and the lesson is taught, right? And so this was something that has been really like in my like just thought process and things that I've been thinking about. But the next thing that they talked about and she shared was, you're allowing yourself and your esteem issues to hinder you from creating your content. Let me say that again. You are allowing your self-esteem issues to hinder you from creating your content. What does that mean? How are you going to serve your audience if you are allowing your self-esteem issues to hold you back? What does that mean? That means you're insecure in maybe your outfit. You're picking yourself apart. You don't think you look good enough to go live. Maybe you're not used to going live, right? And that scares the poop out of you, but you know what? Like, again, now you're holding yourself back. How do you get better? You only get better by continuing to do something over and over and over again, right? Perfect example. Our daughter has played flag football for about a year now. Hayden's been playing for about a year. She did not know how to play flag football, okay, at all. She's never played football. She didn't know what she was doing, but she wanted to do it. And she's continued to do it season and season and season. A year later, yesterday, she had her first touchdown in flag football. And I literally watched it happen, and I didn't get it on video. I didn't get it on camera because it was like all of a sudden I watched this girl who never looked comfortable on the field. Always looked like she didn't really it was kind of awkward, didn't know what she was doing, definitely insecure about these other kids know what they're doing and she doesn't, but she kept doing it. And every single game and every time she showed up, she learned a little bit more, right? Because she was there, and she literally ran the whole field. Not like at the end and like a couple steps and she ran the whole field. And I was like, watching her go, it was like instant, like my chest got tight, my eyes welled up, like I couldn't even yell or scream. And everybody is like, because it's the same parents, you know what I mean? These same kids that have been signed up with her. And I had one of the mothers who literally actually wrote on my post and today, and it was like choked me up again, because she was like, I've watched Hayden every season. She goes, and it was the most beautiful thing to watch her to yesterday, because she goes, it was literally watching her go from always looking uncomfortable and just like she wasn't confident in what she was doing out there, to all of a sudden it clicked and she got it, and she looked so confident and she looked so like, I've got this. And she ran the whole field, nobody got her, and she got a touchdown. And I was bawling my it's just like, I was so proud of her. But again, like, if she had allowed those, like, I don't know what I'm doing, this is awkward, like I can't catch a football, or I can't run, or I can't, even her running was awkward for a while, because that wasn't her thing, and it was like all of a sudden the wings came out of this girl yesterday, and now off she ran. So it's the same thing in your business. It's the same thing on your social media, right? So how are you going to expect others, right? How are you going to expect others or allow your business to grow if you're not allowing yourself to grow within you? Right? So we've got to show up even when it's uncomfortable. We've got to be on our stories, sharing our products, right? Talking, getting out there, like sharing in your life, right? You've got to let people in. But at the same time, we've got to let go of like our own self-esteem things, because it's holding us back. Stop comparing yourself to somebody else. Stop comparing yourself to somebody else who goes live, and you're like, oh, they look like they've got it going on, and I'm not that confident. It is not that first person's first time, I guarantee you. That person that you're comparing yourself to has probably gone live a bazillion times already. And I bet you the first time it wasn't that good. And I bet you they shit their pants, right? And I bet you they even now, I can come on a Zoom and I feel comfortable. You know why I think I also feel comfortable? Because you guys are like my safe place. But if I go live on my own personal page, every single time I'm like, oh my God, like, I think it's because it's like, I don't know, you have no idea who's going to like see it, right? You don't know who's going to hop on. You don't know if you're going to start mumbling or whatnot, but you've got to keep doing it. Okay. Be a business owner and not attached to creating the content. What does that mean? Okay. Remove yourself from the business, meaning remove the emotion from the content that you are creating, and what that looks like. You will start to see a shift in your content in your business. Okay. I think that we put so much emotion in our content, meaning like we overthink it, right? We overthink our content, and then it doesn't even sound like it's so stiff, or it's so, we're trying to shove it down somebody's throat, or we're like not even sounding like we're relating to anybody because we have so much emotion attached to it. And what's an example of that? I need to hit this rank, so I need somebody to order today, right? So now we're leading with what we need. There's a ton of emotion attached to it because maybe it's attached to like a rank. Maybe it's attached to a bonus. Maybe it's attached to a trip, right? There's so much emotion now attached to the content you're making. You're almost like suffocating your own content. Think of it like that, right? Every single time I have led with I need, which becomes emotions, right? Because now it's kind of like a panic. I get nothing. I get nothing. It's like everything like flat. My business goes, my personal business. And as soon as I be like, okay, I just need to let it go. I need to let it go. And who am I going to help today? And if I don't get anybody I don't talk to today, it's okay. People always show up because now I've taken the emotion that tied to something, right? That I need out of it. And I just start leading with like, I'm just here to take my products and I'm sharing them because I freaking feel amazing. I'm sharing the opportunity because I helped put gas in my car this week. And if I can help somebody out with that, that's freaking amazing. But if I don't, I'm still winning, right? I'm still showing up and feeling good for myself every single day, right? And when you lead with that, you will see the shift. I promise you. Okay. Once you remove the emotion, you can move forward and grow on what God or your creator has called you to do. I thought that was a really powerful statement that she said, because again, I think we kind of don't live in the light of who we personally, like who you are as an individual, right? And what the light that you bring, because the light that Erica brings is different than the light that Jen brings, is different than the light Cameron brings, Lauren brings, that I bring, that all like it. Everybody nobody's the same, and that's what makes us beautiful, right? Because we are who we are, and every single one of us has a gift that nobody else has. But if we're not shining our gift, shining our light, like just being authentically ourselves, how can people know that they like relate to us, right? That they like, how can you share your gift if you're basically hiding it, right? So again, remove that emotion of what you're so like about the business, and just start leading with like why you're here, versus it's attached to something that you need. We become so emotionally involved in the business that it hinders our growth, and we got to remove those emotions to grow. Okay. Again, I think that, for me, 9 years in, this is a constant lesson that I feel like I learned, I had a massive organization. It's something I've been doing for 9 years. And I very easily can go from like, who do I need to help today? Who's the next person I'm going to get on this business? Who's the next person that I'm going to show them the solution to their situation? And I can get very like emotionally management mode. I can become very emotionally like I literally will put so much emotion into somebody else's like goals or path, or when that's not mine. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. And so that's again a lesson that I always have to remind myself, not that I am not 100% like you guys. I hope you already know that, I'm like all in to help you get to your goal, but sometimes I take it on as like how I shouldn't, if that makes sense. Okay. Where it hinders me because I lose track of like what I need to be doing versus like, worrying about other people, or worrying about, you know, people who aren't even showing up, worrying about people who aren't even, you know, like taking the product, let's just say, you know, but I knew they loved it. And instead of me loving them where they're at, leaving the door open, sometimes I feel like I have to save them. And that's not right either, right? And so again, that's where your emotion, you got to take the emotion out of the business in that aspect, that it's not your job to save people, right? It is not your job to, you know, again, when you're attaching it to, I need to sell somebody, I need to get somebody on this today, I need to, you know, again, remove the emotion, or like it literally turns into a roadblock. Okay. It starts to block your blessings. Not remove the emotion that you don't care about people. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. But I hope, does everybody understand when what I was talking about in regards to the emotion of attaching it to something that kind of becomes a blockage in your business? Okay. You are running and this was a great like way to end that kind of topic, was you're running a business to be the betterment of someone else's life. And that's what you have to remember, right? We run a business at the end of the day, no matter what kind of business you have, whether it's what we do, whether it's a t-shirt company, whether it's whatever, health insurance, it doesn't matter. Anything that is a business, it is a business to better something in somebody's life in some way. Help it make it better, help improve it, right? Help provide something. That's what businesses are. That's what people do, right? You provide something to help somebody else that somebody else needs. And so that's what we're doing. And so just remember that you run your business to better other people's lives. You don't run your business to think that I run a business to make a lot of money. You make a lot of money when you make people better, right? That's when you make a lot of money. You make a lot of money when you help people win, when you help provide an option in people's situation, when you help people feel better with those 3 steps, when you help people get out of that weight loss, that weight struggle that they've struggled their entire life, when you help them find a community that they've been looking for, right? That's when that's when you abundantly financially are rewarded. We feel like we have to be so emotionally involved, and it holds us back on our own content. Stop worrying about, you know, we need to stop worrying about our hair, our makeup, our body weight, a background, education, etc. Create the content for the people that, you know, start where you are. We need to stop thinking that like we can't do something because we don't know how to do it yet. We need to stop thinking that we can't talk about something because maybe we, you know, well, we're not at that spot yet, or we haven't had that rank yet, or we haven't. No, just start making the content for people to share what you have. Okay. Stop worrying about, you know, I don't have full glam on today. My room looks a little messy. My bed's not made perfect. You know, people like, that was a huge thing that she kept talking about, was the shift in 2024 is people don't want that anymore. We're in an economy right now that people are like, people can't relate to the glitz and the glam and the perfect this and the perfect that and the lavish vacations. I'm not talking about lifestyle getaways, but if you are when, you know, like when I started this training, I was talking about Instagram. Instagram used to be, or, you know, for a long time, it was all like this glitz and glam and fancy cars and Louis Vuitton bags, right? Does everybody know what I'm like, relate and know what I'm talking about? And now they're saying people don't want to see that anymore. People can't, like, we are in like a recession. Okay. Like our economy, people are struggling. So they're not going to look at the person on Instagram or Facebook or wherever that person's platform that they're connecting them with, and they're walking around with, you know, all this fancy stuff, when this person's like, how am I going to relate to that? I can't even put freaking gas in my tank this week. I need something to help me put some food on the table, right? That's where people are going to connect. That's where people are going to see you, right? And relate. So again, stop trying to think that, you know, if this is you, I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but if you have felt it all, like you don't look good enough, you don't look, you know, you can't go live because you know, your hair's messy, or you can't post to take a picture or a selfie because whatever, you can't get on your story and let anybody see you because your room's, just start showing up as you. Just start showing up as you, and people will relate. Okay. Position yourself as an expert. That's the next topic. Okay. Meaning like on your Instagram, how do you want people to know you? Right? How do you want people to know you? you know, are you like, you know, a dog mom, you know, a cat mom, you know, you're helping women find their fire, like, you know, like a wellness coach, like, I don't know, like when you think of what you do, who you are, like, how do you want people to know you, right? You know, like, you know, avid hiker, like, you know, gym rat, I don't know, like, what makes you you, you know? And if you don't have those things in your bio, you know, update that tonight, you know, let people in to know who you are, right? Weight loss journey, you know, health fanatic, you know what I mean? Like, you know, really into like helping people find their, you know, their healthiest you. I don't, whatever that is. Okay. You know, put it out there. I want you to remember this, and I've heard, you know, you guys know Jessie Lee was, you know, I had hired her as a business coach for us, and it was so ironic because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, sometimes things kind of cross paths, and it makes you be like, you know, almost that reminder again. Sometimes makes you feel like, oh, she wanted us to hear that, you know, whatever. But this person was not Jessie Lee, but Jessie Lee said this all the time, and if you listen to any of her podcasts, she says it. But the same person out of nowhere said, how you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. And so I want you to think about that when building your business, right? I want you to think about that when, you know, just how does your day go? Like, you know, are you like always known as being the person who's late? You know what I mean? Are you like not organized? Do you, you know, not, I don't know. I just want you to think of like how you do anything is how you do everything. And I want you to just kind of interpret that, like what you think, right? But another like thing that really clicked and it was like absolutely, and I have a great example of this, was how serious you take something is how serious everyone else is going to take something. When I got really serious about my journey and I was like, I don't care who sees me in my underwear. I don't care. I'm letting go of all of those insecurities of my stretch marks, right? Of my mom pouch. And of my cellulite, some of my biggest insecurities. Okay. And I just started getting like raw and real and putting it all out there and sharing that journey over and over and over and over, that I did not care who saw it. I didn't care. I didn't care if somebody unfriended me. I didn't care if somebody blocked me. I didn't care if somebody was offended by my underwear. Okay. Like, not that I'm wearing like thong underwear, like I was, you know, whatever, but like, I wanted to share my journey because I knew somebody somebody else needed to see it and relate to me because somebody else was looking for the same solution, right? And the more that I believed in it, the more confident I became in the journey and our products in the system, the more serious other people did too, right? I mean, look at where our team has gone. And it was because people continued to show up. And so I want you to think about that too. The strongest moments in your business, when people started reaching out to you and being like, well, what is that thing you're doing? I'm not saying you had to have this PPA of 20, you know, I'm saying in general, when people started asking you about what you're doing and you were like, oh, I've had some people ask me, oh, so-and-so wants to know what I'm doing. How confident were you in sharing that part of like just showing up with what you have when that was going on? Because I guarantee you, when you had people in your inbox, it was because you were basically like, shout it from the rooftops, and I don't care who has a problem with it, because I know I got my hands on some gold, right? Am I right or am I wrong? You know? So, all right. Another thing that she said, that again, like, I'm gonna just refer to myself, okay? But is she said in 2024 we need to start operating our business like we operate a 9 to 5. Okay. We are our own CEOs. No one's over our shoulder being like, hey, you gotta, you know, I need this deadline today. I need, you know, these 5 reach outs in my inbox by the end of the day today. I need, you know, 10 names, and who did you talk to? And I need, like, nobody's over your shoulder making you do that. Right? Because you are your own CEO. That's why you've got a 1099, right? You're a sole proprietor, baby. You are running your own business. And she literally said, and I was like, oh, why you got to call me out like that, girl? But she literally said, why are we laying on our couch during the day And she even said the same. She goes, I'm literally talking about myself. And I was like, ow, my heart. But it's true, right? She said, why are we, like, she said, running random errands that can be done on the weekend, or laying on the couch, or, you know, sitting there watching a Netflix show, or whatever the case may be, and not operating our business like a 9 to 5. Do I mean that you literally need to sit at a computer from 9 to 5 or all of these hours? Because I know a lot of us are also still working other jobs. That's not, but when you do have the time to work your business, like for me, I'm going to speak for myself, and I've already started committing to that. Like, I started cleaning my office and all of the things. Like, if I want my business to go where I know it can go, where it's been before, and I know it's going to go again, I need to start treating it like an actual business. I need to start showing up like an actual business, right? Because every single time I do, there's growth in my business. Every time. And the times where I'm not treating it like a 9 to 5, I'm not treating it like, you know, somebody else, like, all right, let's even put it like this. You have a 9 to 5 and you're literally sitting in the lunchroom on the freaking couch, laying there for 3 hours, scrolling on your social media. Are they going to pay you for that? No, they're not. What? Honestly, you'd probably lose your job, right? Think about it. So why do sometimes we get in our heads when our paycheck shows up on Tuesday and it's not what we were hoping it would be, right? Maybe we needed to pay a certain bill this week with it and it didn't show up like what we needed. I want us all to take that moment when those moments happen and reflect and say, well, dang, the last 7 days, did I show up to be paid what I even got paid, right? Or what I was expecting, did I truly perform to have earned the paycheck I was looking for, right? Because I'm guilty of that for sure. So again, you know, this is the year that we really start, like, this will pay you like a business if you treat it like a business. And I am not going to treat this like a hobby, because I know that this will do things for my family. I know this will give me options to situations that I'm not really comfortable in right now. I know that, like, you know, for me personally, guys, I don't even really enjoy being at the restaurant anymore. I don't enjoy it. But I still need to supplement that a little bit. But I know that this is the vehicle that could totally supplement that, right? And so again, it's hard being a business owner. But, you know, again, like, that's where it's, you know, set your timer, set your alarms. You know, if you need a calendar, maybe you're Google, maybe you're digital, maybe you're paper, whatever the case may be, set those times aside to work your business. Because again, if you work your business and at the end of the day, you can't work it only on Monday and then maybe on Thursday and then once on Sunday and then hope that, you know, on Tuesday you got a big fat paycheck. Like, you've got to be consistent. But if you are consistent, you will be blown away with what happens. Okay. Again, different platforms, you know, TikTok. She said she really thinks that there's going to be another big shift in TikTok. All right. So she said big shift is as so many people are consuming more and more content. She literally gave some statistics, so I wanted to read those to you guys. People are consuming about 3 hours of content per day. That equals to 10,800 seconds every single day. Okay. 5 to 10 seconds per post equals an average person consuming 1,000 pieces of content a day. So is that content going to be your content? Or is it going to be somebody else's content that showed up even when it felt uncomfortable and posted it anyway? Right? The sugar rush. This again was a gut punch to me, because she said the sugar rush. The sugar rush is when you post, you know, you make a post, you get traction, maybe you've got a ton of likes, maybe if it's on like a TikTok or a reel, you all of a sudden it went viral or you got a ton of views, and then you did nothing. You kind of like wrote out the like woohoo, like thinking they're all just gonna come to you now. Like, you've made it, you've gone viral, you're gonna be famous, and then all of a sudden you don't post anything again. And now all of a sudden, like, your views are gone down and you're starting all over because you didn't keep going. And that's what they call the sugar rush. She said you have to maintain consistent to get and keep growth, or it comes crashing down. So again, in the same aspect, when I said I did another training, Jessie Lee training the other day, and she challenged her, she said she always challenges her team to do a 30-day content challenge. So to do 30 days of TikToks, Reels, whatever, but make one every day for 30 days. Maybe you make two, today, or you make 3, it's called batching content. You make a few, keep them in your drafts. And then on the days where you're straight out, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know my name today. I forgot to post a reel. Boom, you go in your draft's already done. You just post it, right? But I'm going to commit to this too. And I challenge every single one of you to challenge yourself to a 30-day content challenge. Whether you make some form of content on a reel or Facebook, TikTok, Facebook reel, whatever it's called on Facebook, do it. Because it may not be the best on day 1, but I guarantee you on day 30, it's going to be freaking, you're going to be comfortable at it. You're going to have picked up traction doing it. You're going to have gotten better at it. And you're going to run down the field with the football and get the touchdown, right? By day 30. Analytics, you can check analytics on a lot of your social media platforms. Again, they'll really be a map to your content. They're going to show you, like when your best times of the day, when you're really getting a lot of engagement, views, et cetera, et cetera. Your content, another thing that she said is your content should have a hook. Okay. So instead of being like, which I don't ever see anybody do that, but she just was saying in general, instead of starting a live or a TikTok or whatever, being like, hey, my name is Crystal. I am from New Hampshire. She's like, people don't care that as much as, I don't want to hurt your feelings. She's like, people don't care who you are. They don't. They want to know what you can do for them. They want to know how you can, how can you serve them, right? Is it going to and that could be like, how are you going to make them laugh? How are you going to tell them some information that they don't know? How are you going to show them how, they can feel better with your system, et cetera, right? But it's, starting, for example, let me tell you how, ... right? Like, let me tell you how I lost 60 pounds, with this system in a year. Let me tell you how I went from get myself out of the house, without screaming and yelling and a coffee in hand, versus 10 minutes after waking up, I'm freaking Wonder Woman now, right? Like and the kids are running out the door or whatever. Like, how does that relate to you? Let me tell you how I can provide a solution to your situation is basically what you're doing, right? And that's just one example. They want to know how you're going to serve them. Okay. Again, storytelling. She said, again, in 2024, storytelling is going to be huge. Facts tell, stories sell. Okay. Tell me how this product's changed your life. Tell me how it's going to change my life. People want the inside scoop. Okay. They want the behind the scenes of who you are, how others can relate to you. Let them in. All right. That's a great place for that is your stories. And there's also a boundary, and I want you to remember that, there is, I want you to keep your personal life personal, obviously, but there are things of your life that you can share, maybe you're on your story and, the dog, you got animals and they're playing, or, you're at a kid's birthday party, or you're at, let them into what are you doing? What'd you do this weekend? What'd you have for dinner? Where'd you guys go? Did you go on a hike? Like, what was funny? What was, let them into who you are, where you live. Jen, freaking, you right now, live in where I feel like 99% of, or at least I'm just, you live where I want to live. I wish I was in Florida, if I was you, I'd be sharing freaking palm trees every day in my stories, or, you know what I mean? Like those kind of things, let people into who you are, where you are, that kind of stuff. Again, people want to know who they're shopping with. Why did you start? She said, again, honestly, a lot of people forget why they even started. And I know that's happened numerous times. Even for me, I've had to check myself, right? Again, tell them your story. Why did you start? How will this solve my problem, their problem? How is your mission how you're on a mission to change people's lives? You've got about 30 seconds to tell a story in a reel. Okay, so just remember that. And then as I'm wrapping this up, the last couple of notes that I just wanted to share in regards to from Jessie Lee's training, which kind of went into this, is again, even with your TikToks, your reels, you can repurpose. content from other platforms. Again, Instagram, she said Instagram has a better creating tool, which I do like making reels on Instagram as well. And then saving it before, if it does have a watermark, there is a app to take that off. Because again, if you share from one or the other and it has the, let's say, TikTok watermark on it, and you go to share it on Instagram, again, it definitely, they don't like that. Can one of you, I know Cameron, you know it, I can't even think of what it is. If you can just put in the chat what the name of that app is to remove watermarks, and then you can repurpose your content. Again, something I totally forgot about, and this lady was talking about, if you're in a product-based company, which we are, Snaptick, thank you. Snaptick is the app to take watermarks off of videos to, be able to go from platform to platform. Pinterest is a search engine, you guys. I don't know if you realized that, or maybe you forgot. I completely forgot. Pinterest is a search engine. So, if you're a Pinterest person, you freaking love Pinterest, get on Pinterest and start building your boards on there in regards to what you do, in regards to, your products that you love, in regards to, like, again, this is how people can find you through TikTok, just like LinkedIn. FYI, LinkedIn is also a search engine. I get so many people who sign up as promoters from a post that I made about 8 years ago on LinkedIn. But because it's a search engine, I'm like one of the #1 people who pop up on Google when you type in free sample of Thrive. So, get on those platforms if you're comfortable, if you use them, if you get in there and start sharing. Stop thinking you have to master one thing before you move on to the next. Just do it all. Do it all. Don't think you have to be great at one before you do another. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. The only way is, again, she said, the only way is repetition, which we all talk about consistent when we talk about getting better at doing your reels, et cetera, et cetera. You have to tell your story over and over and over. You don't talk about it enough. When you feel like you're annoying people, you're actually on the right track, is basically what she said. Another thing that she said, this is all about, again, recruiting, but it's kind of the same thing, is make it personable. On your social media platforms, guys, if people are commenting, you've got to comment back. You've got to comment back. So if somebody's like, oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Oh my gosh, that food looks so yummy. Like, comment back. Don't just leave those comments, just with a heart, because A, it builds your engagement. B, it builds up your algorithm, and C, people you want to interact back with them, right? So she said, comment back, engage, watch stories, talk to people. You want to get to know them. You want to know things about them. You want to get to know your team. You want to, again, people like you, they trust you. Okay. Follow the trends. On all of these platforms, it will tell you what songs are trending. Use those songs. And if one takes off, use the same song over and over and over. Make another, let's say TikTok or Reel, use the same song if it's still trending, right? If it's trending, it means it's going to get more eyes on it. You're going to get put in front of more people. Blah, 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 blah. Again, I don't think that any of that pertains. She said, again, finding a meme or a post that motivates and inspires, and post it, put it on a reel, more in the captions, of what your thoughts are. But again, anything that would make people inspired and want to share your content. Okay. And obviously making sure that it's public. Calls to action, hit the follow button, hit the follow if you're, and these were great ones that she said while making like a reel or something, right? So, hit the follow button if you're inspired, if you're a dog mom, these are all different points, right? If you're a boy or girl mom, if you're looking for more inspiration, if this post made you laugh, if you're on a weight loss journey, if you think you and I would be friends, right? Those are great calls to action to tell people to follow you. Another one is tag someone if, or share if. Again, those same things. Share if you were inspired. Tag somebody that's a dog mom if it was something about a dog. You know what I mean? Those things, but they're all calls to action that are going to get people to respond to your content. And also, like, as soon as they share, you guys, they're opening up their audience to you. Okay. Again, drop info if you want info on what I do. Drop want if you want, sample pricing, et cetera, right? These are all calls to action. All right. And this is the last thing that I want to share is this social media calendar that she shared. This was the Jessie Lee social media calendar that she goes by and she trains her team on, okay? Okay. You can incorporate this on Reels, posts, etc. All right. So on Mondays, I don't know if you guys have a pen and paper, but I'm going to run down this. On Mondays, she tells her team, so these are two different posts, whether one could be a reel, one could be a live, both could be posts, whatever you decide to do. On Mondays, a motivation Monday, something that's motivational, right? And the second one that she does is mindset tip. What's a mindset tip that you can share on Mondays, right? Whether that's with a photo, whether that's like some kind of like a mindset training thing that you can share, whether that, whatever the case may be, maybe you put it into a reel or make a TikTok. Motivation Monday, again, mindset, one of them's on mindset tip, one of them is a motivation. On Tuesdays, she does a tip of the day, okay, every Tuesday. So again, this is going to take that guesswork of like, oh gosh, what do I post today, right? And this is also going to help you where you can content batch your stuff just off of this calendar as well, okay? But on Tuesdays, a tip of the day could be your products, your business, maybe a travel post. Where do you want to go? Maybe where you've been, maybe, anything to do with travel on Tuesdays. Maybe you're asking people, I love, like, where's your favorite place to travel? Just again, it has nothing to do with the business. It also could be, our company just launched that they're going to, our next vacation is coming and we're all, we're running for it now. We have no idea where it could be. Like, if you could pick anywhere, would it be tropical or would it be like a place like Vegas? Again, like kind of get like just making this fun, but incorporating these little kind of things, right? Getting people to engage. Training or repurposing something that helps others, maybe a get ready with me, some kind of training on, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with Thrive, but it has to, like you are really good at something and you go, maybe you go live and you're like kind of showing people like how you, I don't know, do origami. I don't know. Just something of like, some kind of like a training. Or showing people, stuff like that. Wednesdays, Win Wednesday. Share a story of winning within the organization. Right? It doesn't have to be you direct. We have all Sideline Sisters here, right? Get to know, again, this is again when we go back and be like get to know people's stories. Share a win of the day on Wednesdays. Maybe it's a your win. Maybe it's one of your customers win. Maybe it's, a Sideline Sisters win. You know what I mean? But like pretty much like share wins of the day on Wednesday. So every Wednesday, share some kind of win that's going on, right? Again, collect stories. Post them in stories, post reels. We all win together. When somebody wins, everyone wins, and we all should be sharing, right? Again, working Wednesdays is sharing insights. So again, like if somebody hits a rank, you guys, don't be afraid to post it. Just because like if Lauren hits 4K, Jen doesn't have to feel like she can't post that, like shouting Lauren out just because Lauren's actually on Erica's team. It doesn't matter. It's still showing that people are winning here, right? So Jen could totally be like, I am so freaking excited to celebrate our newest 4K. Like, Lauren, you're a freaking rock star. Like, Jen's not saying, hey, I personally enrolled her. She's just celebrating her win. And that's showing the people that are watching Jen that, like, holy crap, people are freaking winning over there, right? That's what it's about. Thursdays, Thoughtful Thursday, right? Maybe it's a podcast or a product, a service, a person, etc. Change your life and post to bring them in. All right. So again, Thoughtful Thursday. What is something that you can share that is like, it's thoughtful, it's meaningful, it made you think of how you can help somebody else. Okay. Thoughtful Thursday. Friday, Feel Good Friday. What makes you feel good about others, your team, your company, your products? Make posts about friendships. Again, this is going right back to this, okay? She literally said 95% of people actually join network marketing for a community, not for anything else. They're just looking to be part of something. And we already have that with our Bad Bitch movement. We already have an incredible community, right? So on Fridays, maybe you make a post about the friendships you've made on this journey. You make a post about the community that we have here, right? Again, who have you met through this journey? That's, again. So also Focused Fridays or a tip of the day, another on Friday, okay? And then Saturday and Sunday, she just said, you know, share your story again. You can never share enough of your story. Tell people where you came from. Share your stories. And then, you know, and then the last thing is I want you guys set a goal and I want you to announce it to yourself over and over and over and over and over and over again. Announce it to your sideline sisters, announce it to me, put it in the chat right now. Like, set yourself a goal and I need you to keep announcing it to yourself. Like, I am 4K. I am earning this lifestyle getaway. I am putting that 4K, that $4,000, you know, bonus in my bank account. Like, I am doing that every single day. I need you to announce to yourself what your goal is. Every day. Okay. Consistently put your goals in front of your face. Okay. Consistently put your goals in front of your face and consistently show up for yourself. So again, the number one takeaway from this, and I hope that you know, is literally consistency is key. I know that's a broken record. You've probably heard it a million bazillion times, but consistency is key. And this is the year of authenticity. Just show up as you, be yourself. Whether that's goofy, silly, glamorous, like, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just be you, because that's what people love. That's what people want to do business with. That's what people want to trust with their own personal journey, right? Just, you know, that they want to share this with you, right? So be raw, be real, be authentic, be goofy, be silly, be whatever, whoever you are, but just be you, and these people will come. Right. And I love you all so much. Thank you so much for hopping on and joining me. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with me. I appreciate you ladies so incredibly much. I hope you took value from this team Zoom tonight. And I'm so excited to see where 2024 continues to take us, and watching all of your social medias just freaking blossom from this. So I hope that you guys have a great night. Let's have an aggressive week and make it amazing. All right, ladies, I love you all. Have a wonderful night. Bye.